What's that?
That's our theme music, you
I
silly
know, but
girl.
we don't normally hear it before we start talking. He's just...
It's nice. It's like we're transcendentally floating through the air.
Just kind of swaying from side to side.
Swaying. Now, we're coming into the summer.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Who would tell?
What's ahead of you this summer, Jojo?
What is it? The Edinburgh Festival, that's it, isn't it? I don't know.
So you're discounting the whole of the month of July?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Why do you do that?
Because I like to fast forward and we don't want to timestamp the podcast.
What?
Because it might be August now. Could be July, could be June. We don't know when we're talking to each other.
Right. I'm tired of playing this game.
Yeah. And also, I'm tired of that kind of trying to pretend that we're trying to do something that we're not trying to do. Anyway, we're talking and it'll go out and they'll listen. It doesn't really matter when we did it. Because I listened to one of our podcasts back and it was about a time that wasn't now. It was before.
So it's like the Graham Norton show.
Mm-hmm.
It's on a Thursday instead of a Friday.
Yeah, sometimes. And isn't that weird that they do that? They correct themselves and say, oh, it's Thursday tonight. It's like, no, it's not. It's Wednesday. And why bother? Just admit that you've pre-recorded it. Stop pretending that you've recorded it.
You're on a real truth mission,
I
aren't
know.
you?
I don't know why I bother.
What, with the truth?
I know. Oh. No, but I just hate it when I feel like I've been taken for a ride. Do you know what I mean? It's like somebody's trying to pretend that it's a time when it's not a time. What was something that happened recently? I was like, why are we trying? What was it? Oh, I was introducing someone onto stage and they wanted me to tell the audience that the act that was booked, things are subject to change and the act that was booked can't be here. However, we've got somebody, but it's all part of the act. So it's just bullshit. I just go, the audience are not stupid. So I was to introduce this person from the back and it was like, oh, she's a bride. No, she's not. She was always booked. Why are you trying to tell me to tell the audience, to tell you this is all made up when it's not made up? It's absolutely the script.
I remember doing a French launch at the Stand in Edinburgh, and I won't reveal the name of the person, but they were doing a character act as a bishop, and they said to me, can you go on and just say that the next act's really homophobic and against gays and all this? And I said, Bridget Christie, I will not do that because that's very insulting to my people. Yeah, I mean, she was doing the character act and she went, Bruce? And I went, yes. And she went, could you just say something along the lines of, I'm a homophobe, you'll burn in hell? And I went, No. Because you want me to, and I hate doing things for people. But I just thought, is this where is this where we're at? Actually, that was the night. So do you remember Topping and Booch? Yes. Don't know if they're still with us. If you are, girls, hi. And I remember...
4 poofs in the piano are only 2 poofs now, but carry on. Topping and Booch.
Oh, what happened to the piano? Did it get lost in the dunes of Gran Canaria?
I have no idea. But I was looking forward to seeing the 4 poofs and there was only... I was nice to see David and Ian, but there was 2 missing.
So I remember that actually it was Bridget that did it. So they were with Lorraine Chase of Luton Airport Campari fame.
Yes.
And Bridget had thrown water or spat water or something like that, and it hit Lorraine Chase, and she was wearing a fedora. She chose figure over face, beautiful body.
Stunning.
Needed a bit of an iron facially. But looked amazing, looked very kind of, what was that thing that girl was in that won the Oscar that fell over, Jennifer Lawrence, and she was an international spy. This is her, Lorraine's outfit reeked of Fendi and espionage. It was marvellous. And she got water and she went mental, and rightfully so, because I remember someone else who shall remain nameless, Jill Peacock, she used to spit water at people and she spat a glass of red wine, and I remember the Stand had to pay for the dry cleaning. Yeah. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, see if anyone dared gob anything on me, I'd stab you right in the eyes.
Unrightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's disgusting.
I love how you keep yourself to yourself.
Actually, the only time that I didn't mind getting wet at a show was when I was in the splash zone for Kylie Minogue. Les Folies, Aphrodite Les Folies. And that was, do you know something? That's actually the best pop concert I've ever seen in my life.
There you go.
It was wonderful.
Something magical about seeing a really good concert.
Yes. See, the thing is as well, like Kylie really turns it out, but then I say that about Steps.
Mm-hmm.
Steps put on a marvellous show.
Well, Riri fell in love with Sugar Babes at Glastonbury. I absolutely loved them. Pet Shop Boys was his top number one.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was my friend Julian that directed the Pet Shop Boys and Years of Years. Mm-hmm. Years and Years.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
No, really, absolutely love that. But yeah, and weirdly, the Paul McCartney stuff, some people absolutely loved it, some people absolutely hated it. And I think it depended where you were in the crowd as to what atmosphere you kind of felt around you and all that. I think there's got a lot to do with that. So.
That's the only thing I don't like about concert is the people. Because there are people kind of everywhere. Yeah, it's kind of disgusting.
Very hard to go for a wee.
Yeah, what do you know where it's really difficult to go to the bar in? The Usher Hall in Edinburgh. Now, I love the Usher Hall as a venue. I think it's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
And you would kind of think that they would have that licked by now, and it's hellish.
It's hellish.
I always take the car when I go because there's no point. That's the whole thing, because I've seen Sophie Ellis-Bextor there twice, Bianca Del Rio, and the cast of UK Drag Race 3, 2, 3.
There's a real frustration if you're at a show and you've only got that short interval time to get a drink and it's just chaos and there's just pandemonium and there's no system. Because you think, work out a system that works.
But it's people, because the guy went on that. So, because I did get a drink beforehand and he went, so you can't take that. I said, I know everything. I've ordered my order. Here's my card. Someone tried to pay with cash and I screamed. I went, get out. Same with people in Aldi or Lidl. You shouldn't be in there with cash. Why? Just get your stuff and get out. Because it's really inconvenient.
How?
Because they're holding me up. For God's sake, because this woman, honestly, I lost it one day. I went, oh my God. I went, a paper voucher from the Sun. I said, you're paying in car. I said, you know what? I was only in for 2 cans of cherry deluxe tomatoes. I went, take them. I'm off.
Oh, Christ, the furniture's getting a beating in this.
Just, there is no need. It's absolutely... No, now, who was that comedian? Wasn't very funny. But he did do a good...
Naming no names.
Naming no names. Conway? Chris Conway?
Please don't. Stop naming names.
Keira Murphy.
No.
Maggie Philbin. Jesus Christ.
Naming no names.
But he used to do a very good thing about, were you born in a barn, son? You don't put bread in first. Come on, tins, and bread and that was funny. Unlike the comedian. Have I told this story before? Who shall remain nameless, I'm not going to say. And I'd been on with them. I'm sure I have said this. I'd been on with them a couple of times and they'd come up to me and went, past 3 times I've been on with you, it's not been very good. And I said, what's the problem? Oh, I've been painting the house. I went, how big is this house? Because you've died on your hole consistently now, thrice times.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
See, but you can review. Oh, anyway. I mean, people will work it out.
Will they? I don't think this person's known to themselves. Because the same person turned up when I was doing a corporate for their place of work and tried to give me pointers on how to play Arta. And I just said, see, if you don't back away from me, I will kill you. I said some other things as well.
No.
And they were nasty. And do you know what? I meant them. Sometimes I do mean them. Sometimes it's people picking me up the wrong way, but sometimes I do mean them.
But it's hard to tell the difference with you.
So I don't think it is. You needn't nod, you little bitch. I just don't think it is at all. You clearly just don't know me well.
I think I bloody do.
No, it's so funny actually, because my niece will occasionally come to a gig because she likes to self-harm emotionally. And she's like, God, she went, they're all scared of you. It's pathetic. She went, they should see you. Because, like, if I got Kate, I'm hanging out her spare bed, demanding alcohol, screaming and shouting, or ordering Chinese food, which I hate, and blacking out and falling asleep.
I'm absolutely starving.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
That bacon and egg roll wasn't enough for me today.
Bada Bites. Can we actually give a legitimate shout out to Bada Bites?
Oh, yes.
We won't say what date it is because it might ruin their custom. But if you want reasonably priced food that will kill you, that's cooked very well,
yes,
get to Bada Bites. Those women are lovely. They know how to take me.
They know how to take you.
And believe me, I've called them filthy, just horrible things.
But no, it is. The food's just the kind of food that you need when you got a hangover or you're just hungry. It's great. And they're cheap and they're efficient.
But they are. And they're nice.
And they are nice. I think there's a lot to be said for recommending people that do a good job. Because again, going back to Usher Hall Bar and all the rest of it, I am sick to the back to it. And I get it because people are on minimum wage and 0-hour contracts. So it's not their fault. But why can't we get back to a system where people actually want to serve you in a bar? Because nobody gives a shit. It doesn't matter if it takes them 3 hours. They don't look to see who's coming in. They don't know who's next. They go so slowly. And I know they don't give a shit, but there's nothing worse than being in a pub with somebody serving you that doesn't want to be there. And makes you feel like, oh, I'm sorry, am I interrupting you?
And what pubs are you going into?
Loads of them. Every single pub I go. Any bar you go into, there's just a wall of usually students that are just can't be bothered.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe they've seen you drunk before and think, I don't want a repeat of this. So what we'll do is...
No, I'm very good when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, when we were recently in London, no dates, because obviously...
And you were so drunk that you don't remember.
I was unbelievably drunk.
Honestly. Shall we tell the listeners what you got up to?
No, because my niece listens to this.
Right, okay.
So, no, you
didn't get up to anything that your niece doesn't need to know about.
Oh, no, but I didn't do anything bad.
Well, you did. You got lost yourself.
Yes.
Except
I went missing.
Missing. You're the worst person to go missing. He honestly said he was going home, and then an hour later we found him in Leicester Square, and then we sent you on your way again, but you didn't have your bag. For somebody, we kept finding you.
Oh, can we thank Learina for...
Learina, have you renamed her?
What is her name?
Realina.
What did I say?
Learina.
I prefer it, actually. I actually think if she changes her name, there's a better energy for her career, because you know she wants to be famous. But she was so kind. She found the bag. She was
brilliant.
And it was funny because I met her and Nacy the next day in the Groucho Club. No dates, obviously.
And you met Alan Carr.
I'll get to that in a moment, thank you. Okay?
Sorry, am I fucking trumping your story?
It's not even so much that. It's just the height of rudeness and the disgust, interruptions and talking over. Anyway, we'll move on. So I get in and I said to the receptionist, I'm here to see Rina Leah. And
how many different connotations of her name can we have?
What date is it? I went, I can't. So anyway, she went, who? And I went, oh, she thinks she's really famous. But it was funny because she told me and Nacy that she had a stylist. And of course, I immediately said, they've clearly had to day off. Did you put this together yourself? But see, she took that all very well.
Absolutely.
And then she showed us some outfits of a program. I mean, that was long. And then I met my very good friend Marion Parsley, who's from Hull and claims she doesn't have an accent. And I said, you're the only person I know that pronounces the G in eating. And then the next thing, we're sitting outside this pub because I'd had to go to Marks and Spencer's for T-shirts. More of that later. And then there was this woman, are you from the East Coast? And I went, are you from Kelvinside? I went, why are you talking with that ridiculous telephone voice? So it turns out this guy was from Broughty Ferry. Then the next thing, who do I see? The man I should have married, I don't want to misgender her. The man I should have married all those years ago, Alan Carr. Yes. And what I thought was a lesbian, quite a large lesbian, his older brother. So that was interesting. And I went like that, Alan! And he went, oh, hello! And I went, oh, hi. And then he made a big thing of taking my number, shouting, I'm just going to delete Adele's contact. And I went, do you know, I'm not keen on her as a singer, so this doesn't impress me. If you want my number, take my number. And Alan's now single, and I've decided I'm going to marry Alan Carr.
And
you heard it here first.
Got exclusive, is he called?
Yes.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
You haven't bloody told me that.
Oh, no, it's private. I'm saving it for the podcast. No dates. No dates. It was 2 nights ago. Like your calendar. Guess.
Didn't know. Oh, well, I haven't spoken to you for a week, so we need a lot of catching up to do. Oh, well, now that is very interesting. But yes, getting back to you, me, Nacy, and the Phoenix, you were spectacularly drunk in the way that I love it when you're that drunk, because your little tongue lolls out like a puppy dog.
Yeah, people think I've had a stroke.
Yeah, it's hilarious. You just loll away with your little tongue going out.
But that's because I'd been at the Princess Petrol.
And then the second night as well, I think. The second night, I can't remember. We were actually going to go to the Groucho, and then we both thought better of it.
No, I think that was very wise. Because I was just... I just drink out of a lack of confidence. It's nothing to do with I like the taste of the alcohol, but there's nothing like being in a hot place and a glass of rosé wine.
It was
Bottle.
Oh, it was very nice.
It was good.
Oh, we had a great time.
We did enjoy London. I know we're not allowed to say we were in London and what date it was, of course.
We'll never mention dates.
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting rid of us.
Is he actually
kicking us out? Yeah.
That's so rude. I've sat in this hellhole all afternoon.
The echo. Just listen.
With an echo.
It was going
with
to
that
sound
scum
like
outside, ripping the lice from their scalp. This is the equivalent of being buzzed off at Red Raw. Well, do you know something? You can shove it.
See you later. Toodle. See you next time.
When will that be? No dates.
No dates.
Jalemba?
Linear.
I love Santa.
Linear is an anagram of Friolina.
What?
Nothing.
If she's wise, she'll be in a boutique rectifying some of her mistakes.
Let's get out of here. I'm starving.
Yeah, okay then. Toodles.